From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, so far through the morning at least, we've seen some off and on chances for snow flurries, but mostly it's just been cloudy. And that's with temperatures that have improved. Now they're sitting in the mid-teens, and we're still likely to warm things up a little bit more later on. As for visibility, those flurries are hardly doing a thing. We're still at the 10-mile maximum across the area, though it does get a little hazier on the west side of the state due to lake effect snow. We still have some chances for snow built into our forecast, but more importantly, we have warmer temperatures. We're going to talk about all of that coming up as 6 News at Noon begins.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at Noon.
The battle over tipped wages back in the spotlight today at the state capitol as both sides weigh in on the debate. It's our top story at noon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Megan Vaselli. We are just days away from Michigan seeing changes to minimum wage and sick time. That is, unless lawmakers can agree in time to stop it. State House lawmakers will vote on legislation that, if passed, would modify a law set to go into effect this Friday, impacting tipped workers and their minimum wage. Rachel Ramsey is here for you now, live with the very latest from the Capitol. Rachel?
Yeah, Megan, as of now, the Improved Workforce Opportunity Wage Act is set to take effect on Friday. Tipped workers currently make 38% of the state's minimum wage, but under this act, that number would gradually increase to 100%. However, like you said, there is a bill coming to a vote later today that, if passed, would keep the tipped minimum wage at 38% this year, then slowly increase to 50% of the state's minimum wage by the year 2031. The group Mothering Justice does not want to see this bill pass and would rather see the Improved Workforce Opportunity Wage Act go into effect on Friday. Lawmakers who agree commented on today's vote.
Our House caucus overwhelmingly rejected those proposed changes led by the House Republicans. We believe in keeping money in people's pockets, so I stand by my vote.
So the House will vote on this bill coming up today at 1:30. We will keep you updated on that. There's also another issue regarding paid sick leave that's being discussed. So tonight we will bring you more on both of these topics. Here for you in Lansing, Rachel Ramsey, 6 News.
Rachel, thank you for that live report. Also at the state capitol, the discussion of 3 bills designed to prevent people from using elected offices to get lobbying positions. The package just cleared committee in the State House, and now all 3 bills are headed to the full floor of the State House for consideration. Under these bills, state officials would not be allowed to take jobs as lobbyists for 2 years after leaving office. That includes the governor, lieutenant governor, State Department heads, and Michigan lawmakers. Doing so would be a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail. Also at the Capitol today, an event called Fall in Love with Michigan 211. It aims to protect some of the most vulnerable people here in our state. Representatives from Michigan 211 and the Michigan Association of United Ways are hosting their annual legislative day. This allows supporters to talk directly with lawmakers about how the 211 hotline offers vital information to vulnerable Michiganders. That includes things like access to emergency services such as housing, utility assistance, and transportation. The event is inside Heritage Hall. It started at 10 o'clock this morning and runs until 2 this afternoon. Happening today, a Livingston County nonprofit organization now launching a new global campaign that aims to support and empower survivors of sexual violence. It's called Start by Believing and includes a pledging event bringing together community leaders and law enforcement. The nonprofit says this aims to help strengthen the response to sexual violence, encourage victims to come forward, and boost prosecution rates for perpetrators. Governor Gretchen Whitmer just signed a new deal with leaders from the United Arab Emirates to deepen our economic cooperation with that country. The governor and representatives of the Michigan Economic Development Corporation met with rulers in the UAE to sign what is called a Memorandum of Understanding. It's aimed at boosting business and academic partnerships between our 2 regions. The UAE is a wealthy oil-producing nation, and supporters of the new partnership say this will help advance global innovation, entrepreneurship, economic growth, and job creation. University of Michigan Health Sparrow Lansing hosted an event this morning to celebrate a major milestone in donations. Spirit Halloween officially surpassed the $1 million mark in total donations collected for Health Sparrow's youngest patients since the partnership started back in 2007. This follows another successful fundraising campaign last fall when Mid-Michigan Spirit Halloween stores collected more than $93,000 from both contributions and sales. Now the money will go to Health Sparrow Foundation to be used for local patients. The Lansing Symphony Orchestra announced its musical director will retire after 20 years. Timothy Muffett will now become interim artistic director until a new music director is appointed. Muffett is being credited with spearheading the creation of the Composer in Residence program, which encourages relationships between composers, the orchestra, and the community. The LSO says it plans to announce a new music director in the next few months.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, temperatures are a little bit more bearable now that we're in the afternoon, so I thought I'd come out back behind WLNS studios and take a look at our forecast, which actually has grown quite a bit in the month of February. We picked up just under 10 inches of snow in many spots, including Lansing, and that's just kind of built on top of everything. Plus, we've had cold temperatures, and those have actually helped us keep the snow on the ground. As for what we're seeing with our temperatures right now, mostly they're in the teens. Down to single digits this morning, so that is an improvement. And there's a little bit of a caveat we have to mention. We have wind. It's only around 5 to 10 miles an hour, but it's enough to make it back in the single digits. Now, that kind of wind isn't a whole lot, but it is enough to get a few flurries in from lake effect. It's mostly been hugging the lake shore, so no worries about accumulation. It's just going to be flurries on top of everything. Now, if you're wondering where all the snow is, that's down towards the southeast. Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, they can grab more snow than us here. And all that is off towards the Atlantic, so
All right, well, we are having some technical difficulties there, but we will try to get an updated forecast from Katie very soon, and we'll be right back.